This is the start of a journey to explore some of the most atmospheric and best-loved holy sites in Britain. Ruins. I'm heading to Whitby on the North Yorkshire coast to visit one of the most famous ruins, not just in Britain, but across the world. Caught between the moors and the sea, this ruin, epic in scale, helped change the way we define beauty. And in the process, gave birth to a Gothic nightmare.
If there's one place that encapsulates the otherworldly qualities of ruins, it's here, on the cliff tops at Whitby in North Yorkshire. This Saxon foundation was one of the most important Christian sites in the early medieval period, and it was run by one of the most important women in church history, St. Hilda. During her time here in the 10th century, this place saw the writing of the first hymns in English, the training of a number of bishops, and it hosted an important conference or synod that unified the differing religious traditions in England.
Founded by Anglo-Saxon King Oswy in 657, Whitby Abbey had a significant religious history before the 16th century Reformation. But when Henry VIII broke with Rome, turning Britain from Catholicism to Protestantism, the abbey was dissolved and allowed to go to ruin. Ironically, this building was to have a greater impact on the cultural life of our country after it became a ruin. To explain the history and significance of these ruins, I'm meeting John Coates, an English literature academic.
This place has been in a state of ruin for almost half of its history, hasn't it?
Yes, destroyed first by the Vikings in 867, I think, and not rebuilt till 1078, and then, of course, destroyed after 1539. There's a poem by Sir John Denham where he talks about that if someone looked at the ruins, they'd think some foreign invader had sacked the country. But I think for a lot of people, the monasteries were just the places where you quarried stone, and you took the nice square dressed stone and put it into your cottage, and you left the the sort of tracery and the
ribs
and that helps to explain the kind of look of the monastic ruin, doesn't it?
The idea of Gothic was starting to take root during the 19th century, but it was a visit to Whitby by author and actor's agent Bram Stoker that was to forever link the movement to these ruins. Whitby became the inspiration and setting for much of Gothic's most famous novel, Dracula.
When exactly was Bram Stoker around Whitby?
Well, in the 1890s. He'd gathered some of the material for Dracula from the old library in Whitby, including the name Dracula itself, and the wrecking of the ship. There was a Russian ship called the Dmitri. In Dracula, it's the Demeter.
To what extent can we see the ruins here in Whitby as an inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I think you could probably see it in terms of the weight and the power of the past. And you get that feeling in the 18th century that the past has a kind of terror simply because it's so strange, it's so alien. And I think that feeds into Dracula, the figure of Dracula himself.
It's hard to overstate the impact of Bram Stoker's creation. Over 170 Dracula films have been made, along with countless other reimaginings of the basic vampire idea. Even today, one of the most successful film franchises, Twilight, is merely a reworking of 19th century Gothic. Halloween has become a major secular festival, with the legend of Dracula as one of its cornerstones. The feelings which these ruins evoked in Bram Stoker have proved enduringly unsettling and intriguing. The blend of death, sex and beautiful doomed youth are now one of the mainstays of popular culture.
It's ironic that the Protestant Reformation, that revolution that was intended to effect a complete break with our medieval past and end our reverence for relics, in fact created hundreds of new architectural relics. Holy places like this may have acquired a different resonance, but they've lost none of their power to awe and inspire us. Yet our celebrated taste for the Gothic is just one aspect of a much longer history of ruins.
Whilst Gothic and the romantic idealising of ruins in the 19th century may have felt like a radical idea, nothing is ever really new. History forever repeats itself, and the nostalgic pull of the ruin has been around for much longer than you might think.